Well, hello, welcome to another Riding Times video on Revelator Alf. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. Yeah, on a bit of a night ride tonight. It's a bit of a spooky trip through Sleepy Hollow, really. So there's going to be lots of back roads, lots of forest roads, and yeah, it's early hours of the morning. I'm just finding my way back, and I thought, well, I'll pick a bit of an unusual route and see how we go. So I've done this route once before during the day, actually, but never at never at such an unreasonable hour of the day as I am now. I don't usually just get up in the middle of the night and just go for a ride. This is more. I'm actually on my way back from somewhere else, so I thought, well, I'd just take the opportunity, to get some filming in, and hopefully the video will show up quite well, because the roads are very narrow, so you should be able to pick out the sides, of the roads quite a lot better. Sometimes if the roads are relatively wide, it doesn't really show up that well on a video, but anyway, we shall see. So right in the middle of farming country here, and it really does stink. So anyway, problem with all these little back roads at the moment, it's right in the middle of harvest time, so they're just full of grit and straw and sand and stuff like that. So you just got to be so careful. I mean, it's bad enough during the day, but at night, you just got to be ultra careful. The headlights cast little shadows on the road. I keep on saying track. I'm so used to riding on dirt tracks and trails, but you know what I mean. You cast little shadows, so you've got to be careful exactly where the wheels are going, really. And you always think, well, what's going to pop out here, right? Right in the middle of the night. It is amazing what you see in the middle of the night, seriously, on quiet roads. I've come across people just stood there. God knows what they're doing, just stood there not doing anything, and I assume obviously pissed, obviously drunk, and just lost their way home. But that's a bit unnerving. You're on a lane like this, or even more so, a bit further on. Oh, just missed. A bit further on, and right in the middle of nowhere, and you just see somebody stood there. Very odd. Not as queer as folk, as they say, and as they used to say. Anyway, so that's right. So look here, look. Whoa. Got to be so careful. The front wheel nearly went then as well. Blimey, it's just like riding on marbles. Really need like a road sweeper here just to come and sort this track out. But anyway, yeah, it's always wise just to go a little bit loose on the handlebars. Don't over grip or anything, and go easy on the braking, on the front brake, and also on the rear brake, but try and keep it evens if you can. Right, so now just left where I was, and sort of going up slightly into the hills here, and then basically right at the top, we're going to go right to the top of the hills, through some forest roads, very narrow forest roads, almost like trails really, tracks, but they're not, they're going to be single tracks. I was thinking about actually going through the forest on the trails tonight, but do you know what? It's a weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if people like camping there and stuff like that. So do you know what? I thought, no, I'll just stick to the roads tonight. But you know, it's spooky enough as it is. Good that way. Oh, this is a nice ride at night. Nice trees either side. It's alright. Oh, what time is it now? It's just after 2 o'clock in the morning. So I wouldn't be surprised if we still see, you know, some cars or some people walking about, you know, or making their way home somehow. I don't know. As I say, you know, you do see some odd sights right in the middle of the night, and it's that kind of Hollywood horror movie type scenario, you know. You're on a deserted road in the middle of the night, you know, and then you see something. Do you stop or do you just keep on going? You know, I think it's one of those things. Just self-preservation. A lot of the time, you just keep on going. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not into all this superstitions or anything like that, you know. But it's, you know, sometimes if it looks a bit dodgy, then you know it's best not to poke it with a, you know, a stick, if you know what I mean. Also, I often find that you know, going at night, well, even during the day, and on you know, country lanes or back roads, you know, especially at night though, you know, try and take a middle of the road kind of position. It's actually a little bit better. Okay, so now just climbing up into the forest now. Okay, see what I mean? Look, someone's just stood, you know, what the hell's that? Weird, just a car parked there. Very odd. Anyway, sends a shiver down your spine a little bit. So, what the hell's that? I mean, I did have a good quick look in the car, and there's nobody in it. So maybe there's a hidden house somewhere. Don't know. Couldn't quite see. Anyway, on we go. So pretty much getting to the top of the hill now. Just a little bit more of a climb. You won't really see much of that though, obviously because it's dark, but also because we're right in the middle of the woods here, or the forest. It's kind of big sprawling forestry around here, but it's in patches. So there's lots of forest, but you know, that's broken up by sort of little bits of farmland and stuff like that, you see. Go this way. Oh Christ, really am in the back of beyond here. Luckily I'm just following my sat nav on my phone, and hopefully it'll you know, get me to where I need to get to. Yeah, so what I keep on finding at the moment, going through, especially on the trails in the forest, lots of fallen trees and fallen branches. There's lots and lots of debris on the road, lots of grit and everything like that. So it's yeah, I'll go this way. You know, so it's you know, always got to be wary of the, you know, what's going on. Okay, so this is a water main that's burst or something here. This way. Yeah, it just went past Texas Chainsaw Massacre Farm. And then we're now going up into the Hills of Eyes 1 and 2. And then soon we'll be riding through Nightmare on Elm Street. This one. Yeah, just being a bit, taking the corners a bit like 50p pieces here at the moment. You know, it's just stepping around them, you know, because it's all the light, the headlights are just giving a bit of a warped view, and also I'm just a bit concerned about all the grit and gravel on the road, you know. So it's just making the front tyre do funny things at the moment. Right, so just gone through Nightmare on Elm Street and then back into Halloween country and Sleepy Hollow. So it's just coming through. Oh, oi, oi, oi. Great thing about night is that you can, you know, see see the headlights of the cars coming in the opposite direction, so you know you can go left or right the road if you need to. Alright, see all these fallen trees. So there's loads of them. It's just so dry that, you know, they're falling down. Quite a lot of logging activity going on in this general area anyway, but you say a lot of this stuff I'm seeing is just falling down. Right, we'll go this way now. Oh, just sand. Crikey. Yeah, also got to be really careful, I suppose, you know, any wild animals. This is big, where I am, big deer country as well. So that, you know, they're always free roaming about, always sort of darting about the road. So, yeah, that target fixation thing, you know, it was the problem is, you know, you want to put the brakes on here, and then you may want to steer around it. But, you know, the surface, if you hit some gravel at the same time, you kind of, that's a real challenge there, right there for you, you know, so. Wow, look at this, amazing. I bet this is amazing during the day, the daylight hours. Well, I do like going through forests anyway, forest roads. I think it's probably my favourite type of riding environment. Yeah, more than anything, but I mean, it's pretty cool during the day. Sorry, during the night as well. During the dark. It's this way. Just got lots of grit on the junction there, crikey. I'm very tempted just to come off the road and just go down a trail, but actually I'm looking on my GPS now, there aren't any sort of trails that I could unofficially ride down, you know, right now. So I'm trying to look for some, but what's that? Okay, now that's just an access road. I think that's a login road, I think, to private property, what I just went by. Wow, well, look at this. Dare me to stop? Should I just stop? Wow. Wow. Well, best get out of here just before the werewolves suddenly attack. It's one of those things, isn't it? You know, your mind can start working overtime, and that's what the fear factor comes in. It's just, you know, it's not real fear, it's just your mind playing tricks on you, and you can get yourself spooked up really easily. I mean, that's where people get spooked, you know, going into the dark or whatever. They're afraid of something that there's nothing there to, you know, to hurt you. Now, obviously, there could always be a psychopath out there, or somebody who wants to do you harm. Of course they can, but you know, the reality, that's never going to happen, really. Or an animal that's going to come and, you know, eat you alive, you know, or a big wildebeest or something, you know. Hold on a minute. I think I could have gone down that one actually. Yeah, let me just. So I need to go. Wow, look at this. This is just nice. Look at it, really nice. I suppose for some people this is nothing at all, and other people think, no, there's no way I'm coming down here by myself, especially on a bike and you're all exposed. I suppose I grew up in the countryside, and I grew up on, you know, an isolated farm. So I'd be coming back at all hours of the day and night, down these sort of little lanes, you know, and yeah, so, you know, on a bike, on a car, whatever, and I'd always, it's really weird, when I was growing up, you know, one of my big fears was that somebody had put a cheese wire across the bloody road and I'd get decapitated. It was brilliant. I think I saw a horror movie or something once where that was the case. So every time when I started, you know, cycling, this was, you know, as a school kid, you know, to and from, and then I was able to get my, you know, learner license. Oh, look at that, fox. And then obviously my full license, my bike license and car license, that is. So you come back in the middle of the night and you think, oh my god, I hope somebody hasn't put a cheese wire across the road. But anyway. Wow, look at this. Lovely. Lovely. So it's not. It's all blocked off private property there. I thought there might have been a trail it could have gone to investigate. I'm sure there is during the day, you know. We could go and roam a little bit and see what's happening. So you want to do that away from house. If you can do that, you know, do it away from prying eyes if you can. You know, always go unnoticed if you can. Don't draw attention to yourself. Don't, you know, rev your engine and, you know, create a noise. Just if you're going to go and do this, and that's why I like, you know, quieter exhausts. You know, the quieter the exhaust, the better, really. You know. Right, I need to go. I don't know where I'm going here. Left. Yeah. Alright, straight on. I think I've got the wrong one here. We'll see. No, I've gone wrong. So I need to. Yeah, I'll go right here. That's it. So I should have gone left at that junction. Sure. Yeah, that's right. Wow, look at this. A little bit of mist developing here. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, this road is a little bit wider, so you think, wow. Yeah. The wider it gets, the less sort of imposing it is on you, you know. But the narrower it is. Okay, so just coming into a little village now. See what's what. Another fox here. Oh no, deer, a little deer. Just on the side of the road there. Pretty much reaching the end of it now. Well, hope you enjoyed that. You know, hope you didn't get too freaked out. You're thinking, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? You know, just something different, isn't it? You know, every ride, I think, I always try and make it different. You know, new routes, different times of day, whatever. And say, going out into the back of Beyond in the middle of the night doesn't really bother me. You know, so why not? Why not? Anyway, on to the next one. See you next time. Cheers.